Hello, football fan. You are all welcome to Football Extra Side. Today we are going to be making a content talking about the preview of the match between Chelsea and West Ham Football Club. These two teams are London-based team, and typically it's what is called derby in football arena. And it is expected to be some kind of match that is going to be very, very interesting. Now, at this point, what can we say about Chelsea? At the moment, Chelsea is struggling. They are not getting the result that they truly deserve, and that is been a very, very difficult one for the entire fan base to grapple with. So but other than that, West Ham Football Club as well, it could not be described as a team that is already having it all well to go. If you look at this table, on the right hand side is the on the right hand side, this would be what the table looks like for Chelsea this season, and on the left is what it looks like same time last season. After 23 match played last season, Chelsea were only able to win 9 games. And what is different this season is the fact that as a team, they were able to win about what we're seeing there, about 11 games, and they lost 5 games in the process, compared to last season when at this time of the season they already have lost 10 games. 10 games Chelsea had lost by this time last season, and that was the difference. So it's just a little flip right there of the number of game won, number of game drawn, and the number of game lost. So now in this weekend, what is the expectation? What is up next? What is next is Chelsea versus West Ham, and this game is going to be very, very pivotal for Chelsea. How the rest of the season, how it's going to feel like from here on. It's already getting a lot negative with the fan base from this point. How do we think Chelsea is going to set up in this game? We think that in this game, Chelsea is going to set up in the typical 4-2-3-1 formation. And in that formation, when the game is starting, it's going to be the back four. And we're going to have 2 sitting midfielder or double pivot, as some other people would like to call it. And then we have 1 attacking midfielder, 2 wingers who stays very close to the byline, pushing really up there and staying by the line. And then they have a striker that drops deep and run the channels, try to spin defenders and get around them. This is what we think, how we think Chelsea is going to line up, although it might turn out to be a lot different. If the lineup that we think West Ham United is going to come up with is exactly the same, the way West Ham is setting up in their last game, they are now presenting themselves as a team that plays 3 at the back, 4 in the middle, and 3 players in the attacking phase. And how that looks is that you have 3 central defenders, 1 a left center back, a left center back, and 1 a right center back, and a center back in between, sitting in between the 2 center backs. And then you have wing backs on the left and on the right, and there is something that cut up there. We're supposed to have this is Wan-Bissaka, and that is supposed to be Sanchez for Chelsea. And then in this place, we have 3 other players who play in the attack, Kudus and Solar, playing as the half number 10 right behind Paqueta. Those players are very good. Chelsea need to have a very good plan of how they are going to handle those players next time around. The first time Chelsea met them, they left West Ham left Alvarez isolated, and Chelsea's just run over that midfield with the combination of Enzo, Caicedo, and I think what is the name of this player that is injured for Chelsea now? Rubio Lafia also was part of that. And it was an interesting game for Chelsea because Chelsea won the game convincingly. So how do we think Chelsea is going to set? That's how we think Chelsea is going to set up. But knowing Maresca, he might want to set up this way because this is how he set up in the last game that was played against Manchester City. We think that he's going to come back the same way, and at some point in the game, depending on how the game is going, the feel, the result, and the control, because we are a control freak team now. Our team is always about control. So depending on how we are able to control the game and have everything going, he might be tempted to change things. If everything is under control and it's going well, the Maresca that I know is not going to make any changes at all. So we already talked about what it looks like the season, where Chelsea was last season and where they are now about the same time. It is a little improvement, it's just marginal, and we just hope that the kind of run that Chelsea had in the second phase of the league last season, if they can have the same thing this season, that would be very good, and that would take the team back into the top 4 position. But from all indication, England is going to have the 5th place for Champions League football next season, and that is going to be a very good progression for Chelsea. That will be the first time under Clear Lake leadership, the Clear Lake Chelsea, as I love to call it going forward. Clear Lake Chelsea is a lot different from the Chelsea, the elite Chelsea that we used to know. Clear Lake Chelsea, for the first time, based on all the decisions they made, all the players they signed, and the so-called policy that they had in place, based on that, is going to be the first time that they will be making it into the big boys, big competition like Champions League. Fingers crossed, let's see what happens. The bottom half of the table look exactly like what we're seeing right now. This is really not the common side we see in Premier League football, because on the bottom half here, there are 2 teams that typically you don't see them on this list, and you are talking about the Manchester United of this world and Tottenham Hotspur. At this point, Tottenham Hotspur is just 2 positions away from the relegation line on the table, and so it's inconceivable that Tottenham is going to relegate. That is not going to happen. I think it's not going to happen. And from what we're seeing here on this table, the 3 newcomers into this season from the championship side looks like they are going to be the one to drop again at the end of 38 games that makes up the EPL season. So the preparation for Chelsea this season looks okay. The vibes in the camp is all great. That's the captain, and that's another team about this Chelsea team. For so long in the season, the captain of the team is mostly on the physio table, injured, and he's been having this muscular problem, and that seems to be at this point something that is put behind him. The manager has been managing him very well. He's played 2 games back to back now, and there are no issues, and Chelsea fans are hoping that it's going to stay that way. So this is looking good. Rich James is okay, and Madueke putting in the work in the gym and even on the grass as well. Colwell, as we can see in this caption, there is a shooting drills. In some of the video put up on the website, we see Chelsea players shooting. Natural left-footed players were shooting with their right, and those who are natural right footers were shooting with the weaker foot, and that is something that we have observed in the game for Chelsea, how that so many chances they had, they weren't able to take those chances. We have a Palmer in a scoring position. One, if he can just use his wicked foot to whip the ball around the goalkeeper, they're gonna be in a very comfortable spot. Instead of that, he made a safer pass to a natural right-footed player who is also not so confident to use his left. So it's a team, something that the team had to deal with, and I believe the coaching team are beginning to work on that. Now we have these two players that were elevated into the first team, and contrary to what a lot of our fans would like to see, these players have to be eased into the team gradually. There is no point rushing it. They have to be eased into the team, given a little bit of time here and there. And for Action Point, it doesn't have to rush anything. Just take your time, young man, and just keep logging in the minutes, the experience, and everything will come together at the end of the day. There are levels to football. Football fans need to know that there are levels to football. There are moments where you need to own the skills, develop the confidence, ability to reel the game, ability to play at the highest level. It's different from, just showing skill as a young player in academy. It's different, and these players are learning all of that. Well, Chelsea injury list remains the same from the review that was made by the head coach yesterday. We still have Benon Badiashile, we still have Wesley Fofana, and we have Romeo Lafayette. All three of them are still the players who are injured. Other than those three, the rest of the players are healthy, and our prediction is that it's going to be Chelsea 5, West Ham 0. This is like bold claim. Well, it could be bold. If Chelsea doesn't win that game 5-0, it's going to be like a loss. If it's a draw, it's a loss. And if they lose, then there's crisis on the horizon. Thank you for staying with us till this moment in this video. Until we see you in the next one. Bye.